LEGO Worlds is an incredible game. It's like having an endless bucket of Legos. You can build a huge castle or a small house in the clouds. Learn how to design and create your own world with me in this tutorial series. Become a master designer/builder. Hi, my name's Brandon, and I am designer/gamer. I have a degree in interior design, but I've been designing and gaming my whole life. I used to design and build miniature cities using Legos and other materials as a kid. Now, with LEGO Worlds, I have an endless bucket of Legos to design and create my own world. In this series, you'll learn how to design and build many different architectural styles. We'll cover lighting, furnishing, and decorating, interior and exterior spaces. We'll build castles, dungeons, bridges, skyscrapers, and even a spaceship. So get your game ready and follow along. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Designing and Building in LEGO Worlds. I'm Brandon, this is Max. In the last episode, we started building this incredible hotel in Ivory City. This hotel is for the viewers. You guys have been commenting, letting me know that you want to live in Ivory City, and it's been great. And we've already moved a bunch of people into Ivory City, and we have a bunch more to move in Saturday's episode. So if you've left a comment recently, you're going to get moved into Ivory City on Saturday. So watch for that episode. If you haven't commented yet and you want to live in Ivory City, then be sure to leave your first name in the comment section along with your favorite color and your desired character. Try to pick a character that's available in LEGO Worlds and preferably one that hasn't been chosen yet so that we can have a nice, diverse selection of minifigures in the city. In this episode, we are going to continue working on the building, and we're going to build a lobby in between each level along with stairs, and we're going to copy and paste it all the way up the building. That way the residents of the hotel can easily get into their units without having to climb up the entire side of the building. You excited, Max? Yeah? Alright, buddy. Let's get down there and get started. So Max kind of made a huge mistake when we were building this tower. He wasn't paying attention to the toggle blend on button. It should have been off. And the problem is, because it wasn't off when we placed some of the higher levels, it connected bricks from the ground all the way up to meet the levels. So unfortunately, the bottom several, at least 4 or 5 levels have been ruined. And it's not really that big of a deal. It just kind of wastes some of our time. So we just have to use the remove tool, and we have to completely demolish this tower and start over. But that's okay, because this tower over here is perfectly fine, and we can just copy and paste the levels once we have demolished the tower. Max wants to have a little fun with it. So we're of course going to use the remove tool to demolish most of the tower, but he's kind of feeling like getting out some dynamite and throwing it at the tower. Because we can. All right, let's use the F key and let's throw it and see what happens. Oh yeah, this is fun. Let's throw it there. Bam. So you guys can see it definitely filled the entire building with bricks here, and that's not good. You can't really live in a building like that. That's solid Lego bricks. So after Max is done having his fun here, we are going to remove this tower and rebuild it. Let's go ahead and put away the dynamite, Max, and let's show you guys what we mean over here. See, if you look at this tower, this one is still perfectly fine. You can see inside that there are no bricks filling up the interior. So this tower is fine. We just have to demolish this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the landscape tool, and we're going to change it to add and remove, and we are going to select remove and then make the cursor as large as we can here, and then we're going to click. And that also demolishes any of the furniture that was stuck in the walls, so that saves us a little bit of time too. Now as we get closer to the ground, we're going to want to change the size of our cursor so we don't inadvertently destroy any Lego trees. Now that we've gotten most of the tower deleted, we're going to manually delete the rest of the bricks and replace the platform to the way it was before we added the tower. Now that we've cleared away all the excess bricks, we're going to build up the platform to this point so that we can drop the hotel levels on top. Now that we have restored the platform to its pre-tower status, we're going to go ahead and paste the hotel levels, and we're going to pay very close attention to the blend option. Also, I noticed how to get around a bug, and you guys may not be experiencing this, but I am. So if you're in the free build tool and you select something to build, you can't rotate or move it up and down, and there's no options in the info area unless you unpin this. Then suddenly all your options become available and you are able to freely rotate and move it up and down. I figured that out by accident, but I'm really glad I did because that was getting a little bit frustrating. So let's make sure blend is off by pressing 1, and then we're going to line the building up. Now it's kind of hard, but if you look closely at the dark highlighted area underneath the building, you can see right when it's in the exact spot. And then you click, and it's in the wrong spot. So we're going to press the Z key and undo it. Sometimes it's better to move your view around until you find the exact perfect spot here. Hopefully this is in the correct spot. Yes, perfect. Looks beautiful, Max. We're now going to go ahead and place the remaining levels on top of the tower. Now you can do this in one of two ways. You can either press and hold your right mouse button and move it around with the WASD keys, or you can just move it into place and use the mouse to place it. Now, a quick note here, if your model is blue the way this is, that means that your blend is turned off. If it's green, that means it's turned on. So we want to make sure our model is blue. And as we place each level, we just want to make sure that everything looks okay and that it lines up properly. We're going to place 10 levels on top of the hotel. Alright, so we have rebuilt the entire tower, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big tower. But rebuilding it didn't take that long, and now it has been built properly, and we don't have the whole thing full of bricks. So that's exciting. So now, if you'll notice, we have a bunch of doors, but we don't have any lobbies or stairs to connect the rooms with the hallways. So we need to do that. So what we're going to do next is create a standard lobby. Now we're going to have to do this with each section of the hotel because the copy tool can only copy so much area. So let's go ahead and show you what we mean here. We have the copy tool activated, and ideally we would build this entire level, and then we would click the copy tool and we would drag it all the way and paste. But look at this, we can only go so far with the copy tool, which means we could either build this in 2 sections or we can build it in more sections. So what we're probably going to do is build it in 2 sections, and that way we only have two different portions to copy all the way up the building. Now we'll have to do this on both sides of the building because there is currently no way to mirror copies of objects in LEGO Worlds. The other thing to consider when building our main lobby is that we want the first two levels of the hotel to be different from the upper levels, because the lower two levels are going to have things like stores and restaurants and also a multiple level lobby area. So what we're going to do is start above the second level and we'll create a standard lobby that we can copy from there up. And then on the lower portion, we're going to build a totally custom space. We're going to build the upper levels the exact same size as the room levels. So we want to be careful and make sure that we build our frame so that the upper levels can sit directly on top and everything will line up properly. You'll see what I mean as we continue to build. Now if you forget what you've already built, all you have to do is remove a couple of bricks. So if we look inside the structure here, we can see that the roof line is exactly here. So we're going to build a roof line that matches the units. That way the roof is consistent in the lobby and in the units. We're going to use the 8x16 brick to fill in the floor. Now this won't fill in perfectly, but it will save us quite a bit of time, and then we can just fill in the holes with smaller bricks. The next thing we want to do is extend this portion of the floor out so that it meets this portion of the floor. And to do that, we're going to use the 8x16 brick in white. For now, we're going to leave the whole portion of the main lobby open so that it's easier to build the interior. So Max discovered that he actually built the floor in the wrong place. So we're going to move the floor upwards and get back to you guys when it's done. Alright, now that we have fixed the floor and put it in the proper location, we're going to start building the frame of this level, and we're going to copy and paste this level all the way up to save time. We're going to use a very similar design to the rest of the building. We're going to use the same windows and very similar architectural details. Now we're going to put in these small black windows that match the rest of the building. We need to bring this level down one more brick so that it lines up with the rest of the building, so that when we copy and paste it, everything will line up properly. Next, we're going to create the same lighting detail that we did over here with a 1x4 white glow brick behind a 1x4 white brick. I'm using the picker tool because I find it's easier just to select the brick you know you need and then place it instead of having to scroll through the list of bricks. To save time, you can also copy an entire section and paste it. So Max had forgotten that he already copied this column. So all we have to do is get it out of our discoveries and then line it up and place it. We're going to click our right mouse button and then we're going to move it in place with the WASD keys. Max spent a little bit of time figuring out where all of the main pillars should be located, and he's put down 2x4 white bricks in those locations. It's going to be identical to the rest of the building, so in between each 2x4 column there are 12 studs. The next thing we're going to do is complete each of the main columns. Let's go ahead and create a place for stairs. So we're going to need to remove a couple of these plates because the stairway will need to be open so that when we copy and paste each level, there will be a continuous open stairway. We're going to use the 2x8 brick to create an up and a down staircase. Now, to make sure we did this right and to make sure that when we copy and paste the levels that the stairs will work seamlessly, we're going to copy this one section and paste it and see if it worked right. Alright, I think we did that right. If you go up the stairs to the next level, there will be a floor there when it gets copied, and then you'd be able to go up these stairs to get to the next level. So that is going to work great. We just need to build some railings so nobody falls down these holes. Now we're going to go ahead and build a railing. We're going to get a little bit fancy with it so that the railing matches the Art Deco aesthetic of the exterior. We're going to go ahead and put some treads on the stairs, and we're going to use the 1x8 plate in the dark stone gray color. So we just realized we have to remove this railing because when we copy and paste this whole floor, if we leave that railing in, it'll be stuck right here in front of this staircase. So we're going to have to remove it just so that we can copy the floor. Now we'll have to go back in after we've copied and pasted the floor and put some of these railings in manually. We'll also need an additional stair tread right here, since when we copy this section of the stairs will climb up onto this part right here. Now that we have the stairs completed, we're going to go ahead and lay the floor. For the floor pattern, we're going to repeat a giant eye in between each column. We're using the 1x8 in the dark stone gray color, and we're centering the eyes on each set of columns. Now we're going to fill in the rest of the floor with the 1x1 plate in the medium stone gray color. The reason that we're using the 1x1 plate is because it's really easy just to click, hold shift, and drag all the way through. It saves you a lot of time that way. Alright, looks like Max is all done with the floor, and we are loving the way the Ivory City monogram eye looks on the floor. Let's go ahead and fill in the walls between the columns. We're going to make them identical to the rest of the building. If you find that you're having trouble placing a window on a wall, just rotate it and it should work just fine. Instead of doing the black windows, we're going to do the white windows on this whole portion of the front, just to change it up a little bit. It's a good idea to add variation in your Lego builds because then it makes them more interesting to look at. Now we're working on the back of the hotel, and we're using the white windows so that it matches the front of the hotel. We really like the way the X looks where the stairs are, so we're going to use some clear bricks in place of the normal windows because we want those stairs to be visible through the wall. We want to add some nice details around the stairs, so we're doing the 1x1 round brick. And now we are adding the rest of the columns to the exterior. Although it'll be very bright during the day, it's going to be kind of dark in here at night, so we're going to build some custom light fixtures and put them in the center of the columns. We're going to use the white glow and the white material to create them. Now that we have a light fixture that we like, we're going to go ahead and copy and paste it. The lobby between units on each floor is looking pretty amazing, and we're going to add in espresso machines and coffee makers and sofas and places where you can hang out and relax. We're also going to create a theme on each level that will match one of the different biomes in LEGO Worlds, so it's going to be pretty cool when we get it all decorated. The next thing we're going to focus on is this front part here. We want to turn this into a giant terrace that the people living on each floor can share. So we're going to create a doorway here, and then we're going to build a railing around the edge here that matches the look of the rest of the building. Alright guys, it's looking pretty incredible, and we are out of time for this episode, but we've gotten a lot accomplished. In the next episode, we are going to copy and paste each level of the lobby all the way up the building, and it's going to look pretty incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to follow designing and building in LEGO Worlds, then please subscribe. And also, if you want to move into Ivory City, then please leave a comment with your first name, your favorite color, and your desired minifigure. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.